What is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Modern Philosopher. As always, guys, if you are one of the faithful people that watch these videos and you get something out of it, guys, I want you to take this time real quick. I'm gonna post a link up to my YouTube channel. But just go ahead and subscribe over there. I'm trying to get rich and famous, and I can't do it without your help. So, like, comment, subscribe, say something, share it with your friends and families. Because I think that words like these that I'm about to share with you are very important to helping us living a better life, a happier life, a more healthier life, having better relationships with people. All right, so please take this time right now. Just go ahead and click that link up on top, and just comment or subscribe as well too. Like I said, I'm trying to get rich and famous, and I need your help to do it. So today I'm going to be talking about something that I don't know if I've covered before, right? But essentially, what I'm going to tell you guys is this: you might be the protagonist in your story, but you might be the antagonist of somebody else's story. All right. The first thing I want to really talk about that is the protagonist aspect, right? Sometimes, as humans, we live our lives in a first-person point of view, which means that what our eyes sees, it then relays the information that it's seen or what it's observed to the brain. The brain, depending on who you are, decides what we're gonna do it decides what we're gonna do with that information, right? So if we see a red light, we're gonna stop at the red light. If we see a stop sign, we stop at the stop sign. We see a green line, we go. So what we see in our life, right, is kind of information that we take in. And with that information, it dictates what kind of actions we take in life, right? And we're looking at our lives through a first-person point of view, which means that we know exactly what's going on within our own heads, or at least we have some type of idea, right? We're the ones thinking the thoughts. We're the ones making the decisions. We're in the driver's seat of our own lives, right? So we get to dictate exactly where we go, who we talk to, what relationships we're going to be in, which places we're going to find ourselves in, right? So what we have to understand, number one, is that there's a lot of factors in life that we don't control. There's a lot of things that are outside of our influence. We can only see, but we can't necessarily affect it, right? But there's also a lot of factors within our own personal lives that we can control, right? So what really happens in our lives is because we have such a first-person point of view, we also have what I call a narrative, right? Or how we make sense of the world around us. So we're at the center of this narrative, and everyone is just a side character, right? And certain people in our lives can be antagonists, people that are trying to come against us, stop us from advancing, stop us from reaching our goals, or at least we judge them as the opposition, as the antagonist, because maybe they did something that stopped us from attaining a certain goal or a certain position in life, right? So we're looking at through this lens of this narrative that we have in our own mind, saying, I'm the protagonist, this is my story, right? And everyone else is either a side character or an antagonist. And I want you guys to, for a minute, to kind of step out of that reality, because what you start having is the mindset that everything is about you, right? That whenever things happen in life, it happens because of you. I'll tell you something that I think I heard a couple days ago, which is that, life repeats itself, right? So the same thing that happens to somebody else, it may not happen to you in the same degree, but life repeats itself, right? So everyone, at some point in our lives, we're going to go through heartache, we're going to go through pain, we're going to go through betrayal, we're going to go through sadness, we're going to go through times of anger, we're going to go through times of loneliness, right? These are all emotions and all things that we're all going to experience. It's not because life is particularly against us, it's just those things are part of life. So in a sense, it's not about you, it just happens to you. And you have to kind of essentially, what you have to do sometimes is take yourself out of that first person point of view where you're saying it's all about me and everything is happening to me. So what am I doing? And look at it from a broad spectrum. Almost kind of like get out of your own shoes for a minute, right? And see how you interact with the world around you. Maybe there's something that you're missing, right? Maybe you might not be the center of attention in this one particular aspect of your life, in this one situation, in this one altercation. Maybe it ain't about you. Maybe it's about something else. So you have to be able to take that third person point of view out and see more. Broaden your viewpoint, broaden your horizon, see what's truly going on. That way, you're not in that mindset of, number one, it's all about you, and number two, it makes things easier to get through, right? Like, it's a lot. I would rather prefer someone trips me on accident than someone intentionally tripping me. Even though I tripped, right? If I know, hey man, this person didn't see me and it wasn't about me, they didn't have any sort of problem against me, they had nothing against me rather than the fact that they may not have seen me walk in here and they just, did something and bam, something happened to me, I can easily look at it and say, oh, it's all cool, man. I understand that you were just doing what you needed to do. And, in that moment in time, something happened to me that I didn't anticipate, but it's okay. You weren't trying to hurt me, right? It happened to me, but it didn't happen because you were intentionally trying to hurt me, right? So that's the first point. But the second point I want to also bring out is the fact that although you might think that you're the protagonist in your story, in somebody else's story, you might be the antagonist. And this is where that third person point of view really kind of kicks in, where you have to analyze your relationships with other people, right? You have to kind of do a self-analysis, and I talk about this a lot, but do a self-analysis where you're looking at what kind of relationships you have, whether it's parents, whether it's family, brothers, sisters, kids, whatever, friends, whoever. You have to analyze those relationships and really see, are you doing everything you can do to help progress the relationship, right? Or is it more one-sided, right? Do you find yourself getting mad because they're not able to do something for you, but you expect them to do something for... Let me backtrack. Do you find yourself, right, being angry that they can't do something for you when you don't do anything for them, right? You have to be able to judge that. And that's when you have to take yourself out of your shoes and really look at your relationship or the dynamics of the relationship between maybe even a coworker where, maybe you don't understand that this coworker does not like you, right? So you got to be able to say, well, this coworker kind of acts weird around me. Around these other people, they're much more joyous, they laugh a lot more, they smile a lot more, but when they get around me, it's like something about them just changes. They're not willing to engage in that conversation. So maybe in that aspect, you might be the antagonist, right? But you have to be able to do that self-analysis, that third person point of view, and say, look, am I the hero of the story or am I the villain of the story, right? And it's really easy fix. All you gotta do is just look at yourself, right? Or it's an easy concept. It's hard to do. All right, let me clarify that. It's an easy concept. It's easy to understand, but it's hard to do. It's hard work. It's hard to look at yourself and say, maybe you are not the hero of this story, right? But you also have to be able to both look at yourself and look at the good and the bad of everything that you do and understand that maybe in this one aspect, you might be the protagonist, but in this other aspect, you might be the antagonist. So how do you go from being a protagonist in your own story to maybe you might be the side character, or maybe you might be the friend, or maybe you might be the tragic hero. I don't know, but it's somebody else's story, right? Because I don't want to be an antagonist in somebody else's story. I don't want to be the reason why somebody doesn't do something or get somewhere. Maybe I could be the side character. Maybe I could be someone they meet along the way, but I never want to be the antagonist. So with that said, guys, I'm gonna leave y'all with this word. Like I said, don't forget to comment, subscribe, like, share the video. Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to get rich and famous out here. I can't do it without your help. I'm trying to make these millions of dollars. I want a big house, big car, 5-car garage. I have big dreams, big goals, and I'm trying to meet up. But I need you guys' support. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the word that I taught you today. I hope it made sense. Hope you got something out of it. And as always, man, I love doing these videos, and I'll see you guys in another episode of The Modern Philosopher. I'm out.